All right, dog fans, we're here to talk some basketball. It is January the 25th. We're looking forward to an exciting week coming up with some Georgia basketball. Both guys and girls. The girls, I'm not going to talk a whole lot about the girls, but they're playing really well. And I am a girls basketball coach, former girls basketball coach. So nothing makes me happier than seeing the Georgia Dogs Lady Dogs do well. But for tonight, we're talking the Hoop Dogs, Georgia basketball. If you hear any background noise over there, it's because we're cleaning up the kitchen here tonight in the Thompson household as we get ready for an upcoming week of work and all that kind of stuff that comes with it. But we want to talk about the Dogs tonight, and I want to just touch base. We're going to go back and we're going to go forward like we usually do. So we're going to look first at the loss that we had at Austin, Texas, against the Texas Longhorns, a 20-point loss, which is just not normal for the Dogs. What was that? 87-67, something like that. It was devastating. What happened? Well, we're watching the game. First half. Jake Wilkins, Dominique's son, baby highlight film, gets on a fast break, dunk-a-thon, gets fouled, a flagrant one. They upgraded. He gets 2 shots, made basket, and we go up 7 points into halftime. We're up by 7 and feeling good about ourselves. No foul trouble, so to speak of. Our depth is working for us. They're not shooting all that well. Santos only got 1, maybe 2 fouls at that point. I think he only had 1 going into the half. Their big guy has got 2 fouls, and he sat out most of the latter part of the first half. He didn't sit out the second half. He came in and made a big difference. And in the first 4 minutes of the second half, we had 4 turnovers. And those turnovers led to baskets. And that was the beginning of the change of the momentum, and we could feel it as it was happening. And all of a sudden, the Dogs were against the momentum instead of with the momentum. And these guys just shot lights out. I have to pull the stats, but they shot like 80 to 85% from the field. They couldn't miss in the second half. Now, I don't think our defense was that bad. They just got unbelievably hot. This might be one of those games, as a coach, you say, burn the film. We'll watch the first half, but burn the film for the second half. Because it wasn't so much, well, aside from the turnovers, we could cut down on the turnovers. But you can't, if somebody's shooting 85% from the field, you got a problem. You're going to have trouble overcoming that. So there's that. Coming into the next game, we're playing Tennessee. Oh, that leaves us at 4-3 after this. And I should say, before the loss at Texas, we got a huge win at Missouri on the road by 2 in the 70s. 74, 72, 76, 74, something like that. Below our average, as was this game, below our average. So our scoring average in the 90s has been challenged in the SEC schedule. Good to know. Especially since we're playing this week Tennessee, and then on Saturday, Texas A&M with their buckyball, which is the way we play on steroids. They press after missed free throws. They're pressing everything, and they're fast breaking everything. So our up-tempo style of play is going to meet another up-tempo style play on Saturday on steroids. So we'll see how that goes. I think the Dogs will win. I think it's going to end up being a ping pong affair, and the Dogs will win. But that's Saturday. Coming up Tuesday, was to be Tuesday, we were to play the Tennessee Volunteers, who just recently beat the Alabama Crimson Tide at Alabama. Alabama had just gotten a new player who had played in the Pro G leagues and was allowed to come back and play collegiately. But they lost. So we don't know what that locker room dynamic might be. You bring in a guy who's technically a former pro, comes in at the college in the locker room, he's taking minutes away from guys who've been working their way through the system from high school to college, and all of a sudden you got this ex-pro who's essentially from the G League comes in. Anyway, we'll see how that works out. We need to get a handle on this, by the way. This cannot continue. But for now, the Dogs play Tennessee, who beat, let's see what the recent schedule was like. So they went on the road and beat Alabama 79-73. The game before that, they lost against Kentucky at home 80-78. So something to consider. Oh, common opponent, let's back up. The game before, they lost to Texas A&M 87-82. At home. No, they beat Texas A&M. Sorry. They beat Texas A&M and the Buckyball in Tennessee. They beat them 87-82. So there's that. So we got Tennessee beat Texas A&M and Buckyball on January, I'm not sure of the date. Then they lost at home to Kentucky, and they went on the road and beat Alabama with their new imported G League professional player. They beat them 79-73. So now, coming in, Dogs play them. And oh, by the way, because of the weather, the storm, understand that the game has been moved. I saw a notice from Tuesday night to Wednesday night. So the Dogs will host Tennessee not Tuesday night, but Wednesday night at the Steg. And then after that comes Saturday, whatever the weather will be, we'll be hosting Texas A&M and Buckyball. So let's look at, let's see what we got in terms of rankings going in for this week. So let's see what we got. Ken Pom has the Dogs now at, we've dropped to 33. Dogs have dropped now to 33. Tennessee is at 20. The net rankings, which is a little different. Net rankings, Dogs have dropped to 24. Tennessee's at 25. All right, so there you have it. And we shall see in the SEC. Let's look at the SEC standings. Let's see if I have those for you. Yep. So right now at the top of the SEC, we have Texas A&M and Buckyball, 6-1 in the conference, 16-4 overall. Followed by Arkansas at 5-2, 15-5 overall. Remember, the Dogs beat Arkansas. Florida 5-2, and 14-6 overall. Dogs lost by 15 at Florida earlier in the season when Santo was ejected from the game. Kentucky at 5-2. Vanderbilt 4-3. Georgia 4-3. Missouri 4-3. Auburn 4-3. And then Alabama 3-3. Tennessee 3-3. Texas 3-4. Ole Miss 3-4. South Carolina 2-5. Mississippi State 2-5. LSU 1-6, and Oklahoma 1-6. So the SEC teams are starting to beat up on each other, but we're starting to see a little bit of separation. The Dogs are kind of in the middle of the pack right now. We are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Technically, we're sixth in the SEC with our conference record and overall record. So we were projected earlier in the season to be 14th, and so we're sitting at 6th. So that's pretty good. I was telling a friend of mine who was talking about Coach White in a derogatory manner, and I said, you know, I've interacted with 3 Georgia coaches, 3 Georgia men's coaches. Four, I guess. Hugh Durham, Jersa, White. I forgot the other guy's name in there, but I get the feeling that Coach White is as competent as a basketball coach as we have had since Hugh Durham. And that's my take on that. So, that being said, Coach Durham took us to the Final Four. I kind of feel like if we let this play out, that's where we're going to be again. And you have to be there to play for a championship. You got to get there. And I think we have now a capacity to get there. So, anyway, there you have it. That's my look going into the week. Let's look at the Tennessee game coming Wednesday now, not Tuesday. And then Saturday, we host Texas A&M. So let's hope we have a great week and the Dogs come out of this with 2 wins, and we would then be 18-4 overall, and we would be 6-3 overall in the SEC. So let's hope we win 2 games this week and improve our record and put us in a greater position for March Madness and the end of the season tournament. So go Dogs!